are you today? I hope you're having a great day. I just had an epiphany. I had this thing happen to me where I had a birthday present and I did not have any wrapping paper. And so, without revealing anything, I don't want to reveal who it's to, although it'll probably be over this by the time, whatever. So I wrapped it in a piece of paper that I made my own wrapping paper. Wow, that was a weird way to say that, wasn't it? I made my own wrapping paper. That's what we're going to say. And I made it out of the paper you get in packages. Because there was a piece of package paper and I was going to just wrap it in the brown paper. And I was like, oh, what if I don't? What if I like painted it a little bit or wrote something on it or whatever? That one was with this red. I have these colors. I'm still trying to get rid of these. But they're good paints. But I just have a bunch of these little teeny tiny ones. But I had this red. I had the Artist Loft blue. What is that? Ultramarine. And the white. That's all I used on that one. And then I used some, one second. So I added in some of this French lilac from the folk art. That stuff is such a pretty color. Oh my goodness. And so I'm going to have these out just in case. This one is sandstone and this one is ivory. So we're going to have those out just in case we want to add to this. But I thought, let's make some wonderful wrapping paper. Why not, right? Okay. So I'm trying to make myself more room because this is going to be big and messy. I like to have a piece of paper on the side to hold all the little extras. Sometimes a dried wipey. Those little baby wipies, sometimes they get dried out because I don't use them enough around here. But once they get all dried out, sometimes then I use them to wipe up stuff paint-wise. And it's amazing. And it works wonderfully. So you can mix these, or I'm going to just put some of this down here. Love that yellow. Wow. Lemon yellow. That's pretty. And I reserve the right to put in some blue or black or maybe a gold. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know. I think I'm going to start with the lightest one first. I think I'm going to start with the yellow. I just have an old paintbrush. This is Craft Smart. I think this is a kid's paintbrush. I don't know, but I used it for the last one. It worked well. I'm just going to dry it off a bit because it is wet. And then we're just going to go in here, get some of this white and some of this yellow, and see what you can do. Full strength, you can do whatever you want to do. You can just go to town. You can paint, you can scribble, you can whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. You're just having fun with it. And you can do more paint. You can do less paint. You can do a whole lot of colors. You can make a rainbow. But wouldn't it be fun to make your own... Woo! I should really have this taped down or something. To make your own wrapping paper. I'm going to try taping it down just a little with some of this little old tape that's been sitting here forever. Probably not going to hold it down that well, and that is fine. I will still be diligent and hold on to it. Okay, and so I'm going to add in some of the red and white, and we'll just see what comes of it. It might be total crap-a-rama. Who knows? It might be absolutely gorgeous. You just can't tell unless you do it. So, I have been MIA for a while. If you caught my last video, I had a little mess up with my words. I said I'm having a showing in August. I'm having a showing in July. Not August. It is going to be in July. And I'm very excited about it. It's going to be fantastic. So the whole entire month of July, some of my artwork will be displayed at this sweet little shop we have here in town. It's called Wintergreen Hills Art Gallery and Gifts. Look them up. They're on Facebook. I don't know where else they might be. They might be somewhere else. You never know. I think they have a website too. But yeah, look them up. Pretty sweet little, cute little, little art gallery. And so every month they have somebody be their little artist for the month. And I am in fabulous company because, wow, some of these people are amazing artists. And I'm like, I actually just said to my husband, is this okay? I'm just like, I know I have some pretty stuff, but some of these people are so amazing artists. And no, I'm not trying to talk down about myself or anything. I'm just saying I'm extremely lucky. All I did was go in there. Seriously, what was it? It was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now. I went in there and I just said, I was at someone else's showing. And this guy that I was at his showing, his wife grabbed me and said, come here, there's someone I want you to meet. I just walked in the door. And so I said, okay. And I followed her. And it was the woman who owns the building. And she was like, hi. And she said, Danielle needs to have a showing here. And she walked away. And I was like, okay. So that was pretty cool. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was like, that just knocked my socks off. I'm like, oh my goodness. So, and that is just like the gist of the story. That's not like that's not the entire story. But anyway, yeah. So I was like, me? Cool. So, yeah, I was pretty excited about the whole thing. And now it's down to crunch time. And I have been busily working, trying to get everything situated. All my art, figure out what I want to put in and what I want to leave out and what I want to do with it all. And do I want to have it all framed? What do I want to do? So yes, this is my dilemma I am working on. And so, you know, when your mom and you are custom framers, be careful doing this part because this paper is thin. You don't want to hurt it. I don't know if this is the colors that I'm going for either. I don't know if this is what I want. But we're going to see. But anyway, when you have custom framers in your midst, then you tend to want to frame everything. And I can't afford to frame it all. I just can't. It's just not going to happen. I'll move you just a little. And we're going to do more reds. Over this. And that's one good thing about the acrylics. You can go right over something if you don't really care for it. I'm not going to the edges either. I'm sure you're seeing that. Because, yeah. I don't want to go to the edges. Because I want somewhere for me to be able to, if I use this for wrapping paper, I want somewhere for me to be able to wrap it. The glue doesn't like to stick to some things. So like you can make flower shapes in here if you really wanted to. think I'm going to get a little bit more of the red. I've been saying I want to get rid of these little, I have so many of these little teeny tiny, so many. And so I have an idea for the stencil that I would like to use on top of this. So I'm just going to use a little bit of, and just kind of make it look like flowers a little bit here and there. And then we're going to go on to the next part of this, and hopefully we'll end up with a really pretty little piece of wrapping paper that you might, or I, this one is mine, you're not going to get it. Yeah, a little piece of wrapping paper that you might do this, and then you have something to wrap a pretty little gift in. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I think it's dry enough to proceed, maybe not, but to proceed, it could be good. Okay, so I have the Altenew Mega Rose stencil. I just think this one is so pretty. This may not work. I don't know. But that's what I was thinking. It's just like, I have other I have brushes and all the things, but I was thinking of just using a little sponge, a little piece of a sponge, and using a little bit of the sandstone and a little bit of the other one. What was it? Ivory from the Waverly. And I think I got those at Walmart. And I'm just going to mix the white. I think I'll start with the gray, the sandstone, and just kind of, you know, get it mixed in there a little bit. Not too much on my paint, on my little spongy thingy here, and just give it like a little hint of a, I don't know how much paint this is going to need. It's very much the same color. I'm worried this is just too much the same color. It might not work. We're going to see. We're going to try it out and see. And then we're going to assess the situation. Let's see. Huh? See? It looks like a little bit of a rose right there. And then we're going to do it again with the white one, ivory, excuse me. Ivory and the red mixed together a little bit, and just see what that does. Ooh, I might like this better. Yeah, you're just making your own wrapping paper. Who would have thunk it? You can make your own wrapping paper. Who would have thunk? I did. I thunk. Now you can do small bits, mostly white. They don't all have to be the whole rose. You can just do a little bit. Oh, I like that. And maybe that one's that way. Maybe we'll put another one this way. That's white. And a little bit of that sandstone. I do like it. It is a little sticky still. It's a little sticky. Oh, pretty, 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 pretty. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's try see if we can do this one over again, because I really think it needs to be a little more visible. I really like the white better on top of these reds, because then you can really see it, you know. Oh, there you go. I like that better. Yep. I like it better. Let's go this way. It's messy. This would be something fun for your kids to do. And they could do it with anything. You can make a stencil. You don't have to use the stencils that you get in the store. But it's fun. So yeah, so if you have little kids and they need to go to a birthday party, or your very good friend is having a birthday and you're like, oh my goodness, I forgot to get wrapping paper. I can't believe I forgot to get wrapping paper. You don't have to. If you have a little bit of paint, and you could do this with watercolor too, on probably, I would think, if you did it with watercolor paper or watercolors, I would most definitely use something like multimedia paper. I wouldn't use a watercolor paper because I would be afraid that it would be very hard to wrap with, you know what I mean? You get my drift? See what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to do white and yeah, I really like this. I think this is beautiful. I love when you have a thought in your brain and then you let your brain go wild and you're like, okay, so if we did X, Y, or Z, what might happen? And then sure enough, it added up and it happened and it was good. And you're like, whoa, look at what I'm creating here. This is fun and exciting. So yeah, you can do this. I would love to see what you guys come up with, because they're I mean, you could just paint on it. You don't have to use a stencil. You could do whatever you want to do. But this is my idea, is to use a stencil. I'm going to use up the rest of that white because I really like that. And I do like using a sponge for this. On the other one, I used a brush, and it worked fine. It wasn't my cup of tea. And it almost ripped the paper a couple times. So, you can go as far out as you want with this. You can do as much as you want. You can do one in the middle and not do a whole lot. You can do whatever you want to do because this is your art. And yes, this is your art. Your friends, your family member, the neighbor kid, whoever you're doing this for is going to be like, what in the world? That is amazing. You made my wrapping paper? Okay, so you don't have to be really all worried about keeping your stencils clean, but when you go to wash this, you can rub it on your stencil and it helps this to get clean and it helps your stencil to get clean at the same time. So it works really well together. So this is what I'm saying. Do this. You could go back in here with some pretty greens or something like that and make some leaves, or you can just leave it like this. You don't have to do anything. You can just do this and then let it dry completely and then wrap your present. And yeah, anybody is going to be surprised when they find out that you wrapped a present for them in wrapping paper that you made yourself. Okay? I am so excited to hear what you think about this. I would really love to hear what you guys think about this. And then I would love to see if you try it. Send me a little picture of what you did if you tried it. And now that I did that, now that I want every little piece of it to be covered, because why not? I still have paint, right? But yeah, this is just adorable. This is a cute little thing to do. Oh, I am absolutely loving this now. Yep. This is a thing. This is a definite thing. Why do you have to go buy wrapping paper when you can make your own? Yeah. Don't make your own wrapping paper. Or don't buy wrapping paper. Make your own. Have fun with it. Involve the children. And the children would have so much fun. I mean, you could just get some markers. Walmart has some really good markers. These little Hello brand, Hello Hobby. These are really great markers. They have a dual tip. They got a brush on one side and they got a bullet on the other side. They're fantastic. I think they're like acrylic paint. And they're just fantastic. You can write on them. You could do whatever. You could take the green one and make leaves, but I don't want leaves. I like mine just the way it is. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you have a fun, wonderful day, and I hope everything in your area is coming up roses and turtles. Haha. So have a great day. Talk to you soon, and God bless. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.